Since the founding fathers, the love of the land is something buried deep inside of us. It is our heritage, our history, our passion. And we are its greatest stewards. From the smallest blades of grass to the widest of nature's wonders, this is who we are. This is Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Lending. We find the best loan for your land. Western Heritage Consulting and Engineering. Envision, design, build. Hayden Outdoors, the brand that sells the land. And True Timber, the world's best-selling camo.
Welcome to Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. I'm your host, Alan Treadwell. On this episode, we start in New Mexico, on a property with picturesque views, scenic bluffs, and river frontage. Before heading to California to check out an equestrian and livestock property Agent Kevin Brunk has listed. And then it's off to Idaho to check out a turnkey rural development between Idaho Falls and Jackson Hole. And finally, we wind up in Nebraska to look at the opportunity of a lifetime with some of the most productive and sought-after crop ground Nebraska has to offer. And while we showcase a few select listings on each episode, Hayden Outdoors has hundreds of properties from coast to coast listed on HaydenOutdoors.com. Now, let's head out to Iowa, where I had the opportunity to meet up with a family and learn all about their legacy Hereford operation.
Chance 3169's in the heat.
Oh, nice.
We'll breed her at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Perfect. For over a century, in the small town of Manning, Iowa, one family whose roots run deep within the Hereford breed have been running a legacy operation, Wiese and Sons. And I was so excited to make the trip up there and find out all about their operation.
Well, I say we're getting close. There's some Herefords out there in the pasture. I bet this is it. Wiese and Sons, good doing bulls. Oh, look, Rick's already here. He beat us here. He came in from Nebraska this morning. These are some of his close friends. He grew up in this town. Howdy, guys.
Hey, good to see you.
Seen Rick standing out here. I knew I was at the right spot.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick, how are you?
Doing, Alan?
Good seeing you. I'm Alan.
Chance Wiese, pleasure to meet
Chance.
Alan,
Dave,
Wiese.
nice to meet you.
Shane Wiese.
Shane, nice to meet you
Pleasure
guys.
to meet you.
Good to have you here.
I knew I was getting close. I seen some pretty old red cows with white faces out in the pasture coming down the road. Knew I was getting close.
Yeah, in Iowa, there's not a lot of cows, so we tell people if you see green grass in Carroll County, you're probably here.
There wasn't corn coming up out of the
Yeah.
ground. I could see some cows, so I knew I had to be
Yeah.
getting close. Well, I'm excited to be here and kind of see how you guys do it up here. I run a little herd down in Missouri, but nothing like you guys do, so maybe I can learn something while I'm
Hey,
here.
we're all in this together, and we're thankful you guys were able to come here. And well, enough chit chat. Let's go in the pasture and go look at some pairs. I think you'll enjoy that. We'll be able to walk amongst them and check some grass, and it'll be good.
That's why I'm here. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's go.
My name is Shane Wiese. I am a 5th generation cattle rancher at my family's purebred Hereford cattle ranch, and I get to do it with my older brother, Chance, and my father, David.
A lot of my day-to-day task is taking care of a lot of the data submission, a lot of the office bookwork, bookkeeping, accounting. That's what my primary role here is here at Wiese and Sons, but of course getting my fair share of outdoor work and working the cattle and all that fun stuff.
They think the right things, how to make the land better, how to make the business better, how to make the cattle better. And it's nothing but joy for me to see how these two communicate.
You know, we're so blessed to be able to do what we love, and it's because of the generations before us. My great-grandfather, Ed Wiese, he got these purebred Hereford heifers, and he decided to get his first Hereford bull. It took him 2 weeks on horse and buggy to go all the way to Guthrie Center, Iowa, picked up a Hereford bull and led it via halter all the way back here. So that's how Wiese and Sons got its inception and start.
While they continually strive to carry on a family legacy and provide some of the most real-world purebred Hereford cattle out there, they're also big on the idea of being stewards to the land.
Boy, it's been a lot of fun getting up here and hanging out with these guys and hearing a little bit about their operation, but now I'm excited. They're going to take me out, show me some of the cattle, some of the paddocks, the rotational grazing, some of the improvements they've done with the land, not only for stewardship, but wildlife as well, for white-tailed deer, for pheasants and quail and everything that they've done up here. You know, we're fortunate enough to be on some incredible places throughout the country, and it doesn't take very long to see that these boys take care of their land. So what age cows do you want to keep and breed? Do you guys pull them up at a certain age, or just each cow let the cow decide?
That's something where a lot of the data comes into play, and we track performance on a year in year out basis. Are they still weaning a good calf? Is their udder keeping up? Feet, leg, condition, most importantly. So as long as we see value in the calf that they're raising, oldest girl in the place right now is going to be 17 years old this next spring. As long as they continue to provide value and genetic progress for us, they're earning a plate at the dinner table.
We really like, you know, we're a little more gracious for those long-lasting cows, because, you know, for us, like, we recognize fertility is king in the cattle business. If we can get a cow's genetics to last for our customers twice as long as what they're currently doing, or even just adding a couple more years of service for our customers, think about the extra profits those guys
your profits are at the end of it,
exactly.
right?
So for us, I would say longevity, fertility, and just, you know, those convenience traits are what really are important to us, because we want to pass that along to the customers.
It starts with your cow herd. You have to have a strong maternal cow herd that makes your life easy. Besides that, the most important aspect of our cattle ranch is honestly what happens here in the office in terms of data collection, and then we sit down as a unit and say, okay, what does this data mean to us, and how can we be better cattle breeders for our customers?
A dedication and willingness to adapt to the many changes within the cattle industry. The implementation of new technologies and management practices all combine to create a progressive cattle operation with not only a positive influence on the program, but on the environment as well. And I was excited to learn more about the rotational grazing and its effects.
For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com. Resting in northeast Wyoming lies a cattle ranch that has hit the market for the first time in generations. The Old Sundance Road Ranch offers 15,534 deeded acres located just a few miles west of Sundance in the shadows of the beautiful Black Hills region. This classic western ranch provides owners with historic improvements, including 3 farmhouses, barns, and cattle ranch buildings with excellent haying and grazing opportunities. Indian Cara Creek runs through the property and offers excellent water for livestock and wildlife alike. The property is well fenced and cross-fenced and has facilities for working cattle on site. Old Sundance offers excellent hunting for elk, both mule deer and white-tailed deer, turkeys, and small game. In addition, just 5 miles away lies Keyhole Reservoir that's known for amazing fishing and recreational opportunities. With great location, active cattle management, recreational opportunities, and beautiful views of ponderosa pine-covered hills, this multi-use ranch is second to none and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. For a private tour of Old Sundance Road Ranch, contact Dax Hayden or Bill Vasick today or visit HaydenOutdoors.com. Your work is your ethic. Your handshake is your bond. Your word will outlive you. There's only so much you can leave behind in this life. Make your land your legacy. Landowners nationwide trust Western Heritage with their land enhancement and development. No matter what the project is, Western Heritage will make sure your future is in good hands. Your own. This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Western Heritage Consulting and Engineering. Envision, design, build.
Now let's head to San Juan County, New Mexico to check out a property agent Lauren Fichtel has listed. Los Pinos Riverfront Recreational Land.
Situated in New Mexico along the Los Pinos River, roughly an hour from Durango, Colorado, the beautiful 64-acre Los Pinos riverfront property boasts 600 feet of river frontage, scenic bluffs, and the promise of excellent hunting and fishing. Although currently undeveloped, several locations would make ideal home sites. The property is located in New Mexico Hunting Unit 2B, which is famous for its trophy-sized mule deer and turkey hunting. There is high elevation from the Mesa Bluffs overlooking the Los Pinos River with road access leading down the bluffs to the river bottom with native grasses. The property borders BLM to the south and east, Navajo Reservoir to the west, and private property on the north. The Los Pinos River is known to offer trophy trout fishing, while the nearby Navajo Reservoir offers salmon, northern pike, rainbow trout, and brown trout.
Now let's head to Calaveras County, California to check out a property agent Kevin Brunk has listed, DeYoung Ranch.
Located between Valley Springs and Milton, California, this 68-acre equestrian and cattle property has everything one would desire in a rural estate. The 2,558-square-foot, two-story Victorian farmhouse-style home has numerous custom features, such as an expansive covered deck overlooking a large pond. The home offers 2 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms, and a detached 2-story garage, nestled within hundreds of blue oaks. The ranch includes large outbuildings, shops, horse and hay barns, corrals, dog kennels, and more. Wildlife on the property include valley quail, turkey, and mourning dove. The property offers stunning views of the surrounding foothills and the Sierra Nevada range. The ranch offers great recreational opportunities with additional opportunities in the nearby area. The Calaveras River is just a few miles away, and New Hogan Lake is a 12-mile drive to the north.
And finally, we're in Boonville County, Idaho, where agent Austin Callison has a turnkey rural development property for sale, Birch Creek Ranch Development.
Hi, I'm Austin Callison with Hayden Outdoors Real Estate. Today we're at our listing at Birch Creek Ranch. This is a very unique development that sits up in the foothills, and the 1,400 acres is comprised of 30 different lots that range anywhere from 30 to 120 acres. Part of the property is paved. There's power to every one of the lots. Very exclusive feeling up in here. The lots in Birch Creek Ranch are 30 to 120 acres in size. So once owners buy these lots individually, they'll expect to have really nice privacy, phenomenal views looking back across the valley, so you're not going to be right next to your neighbors. There's a ton of wildlife up in here. There's elk, deer, there's resident moose that live in here. The nice thing about this is the roads will be county maintained as well once houses start getting built in here. If you're looking for an exclusive opportunity to own a large development and make some really good money off of your investment, you should take a look at this development that we have just outside of Idaho Falls.
For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com. Introducing Hayden Outdoors Mercantile. Get your own Hayden Outdoors branded gear for your life outdoors and more. Offering a variety of branded gear and apparel, from finely crafted clothing, handmade leather accessories, field bags, knives, hats, and more from popular brands like Orvis, Otterbox, Hook, Cool, and Filson. So go to HaydenOutdoors.com, pick up your collection of Hayden gear, and join the stampede. Hayden Outdoors Mercantile. Ride for the brand. Outdoor Lending offers a consultative approach to farm and recreational land lending. With relationships in mind, Outdoor Lending's concierge service matches the lender with the appropriate lending partner. Outdoor Lending, where we find you the best loan for your land. Learn more at OutdoorLending.com. This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Lending. We find the best loan for your land.
Now let's head to Scottsbluff County, Nebraska, where Dax Hayden and Justin Moomey have a highly productive farm with some of the best crop ground Nebraska has to offer. This is Big Red Farms.
You know, Dax, Big Red Farms is kind of scattered out across western Nebraska, and the current owners have done an amazing job of picking out specific parcels across that part of the state that are, you know, very fertile and high producing.
Exactly, Alan. The owner has spent a lifetime gathering this up, and he's got the best tenants in the region, and the farms speak for themselves. It's beautiful. You know, he's growing alfalfa, as you see here, corn and beans, and different crop rotations with different tenants in the area. They have excellent leases, annually renewable, and they've just done a tremendous job of running a big operation like Big Red.
You know, one thing that's really stuck out to me this morning driving around is, you know, the last couple of years, especially out west, people have been talking about a drought. Well, you're not gonna have to worry about water on this farm.
No, he's got water rights and water rights, and there's a difference, and you'd see that if you investigated the water rights on all this farm. Most of them don't have water restrictions, and they have excellent rights and adjudication rights and well rights in the area. So some of the ground has surface water rights, like up in Morrill County, and some of them are wells, but excellent allocations.
You know, we're not too far south and east of Scottsbluff, standing here in this pretty alfalfa field, and Scottsbluff's kind of known for these big hills that are behind us, and the history around this place is incredible.
The Oregon Trail runs through here, and these small towns along the highway and into Scottsbluff. It's just an area that's really rich in history and just gorgeous. You've got the river down below and lots of waterfowl in the region, different crops, and just excellent farmers in a great area of Nebraska.
Pretty cornfield.
It is a beautiful place. Got the pivot and the ditch irrigation, and corn looks awful good.
Dax, I think one thing that really stands out to me of this farm is just the diversity of the ground.
It is amazing ground, and the tenants do a great job of taking care of all the farms. One field, like we're on this one here, is growing corn, and it's very unusual to see flood irrigation in combination with pivot irrigation. So the water rights, when you read about the water rights and you go to our website and see it, it's not a typo about how much water these farms up here in Morrill County have.
You know, so there's two separate different things, the surface water and then the well water, correct?
Right. On a lot of the farms they have both, and excellent augmented water rights with them. So that is unheard of in today's day and age, and it allows you to grow a lot of diversity in the crops. They grow alfalfa, corn, and beans, as you saw today, and some wheat. This covers 6 counties. So as far as a great investment type property, it's set up perfectly to have diversity in the investment. And the locations are all good, being basically north and south off of the North Platte River bottom all the way down. Good access off of excellent roads.
You know, when you think about Hayden Outdoors, I mean, we know farms, we know ranches, and we know recreational properties, and being on a place like this and knowing row crop and seeing the, you know, the care that's put into this place, the water rights, the diversity, the location, I mean, this farm really has it all.
It is. The owner has taken a lifetime to put together such a quality operation.
You know, Dax, this is an incredible property, but for more information on Big Red Farms or any others, go to HaydenOutdoors.com.
This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by True Timber, the world's best-selling camo.
It's what we've been waiting for all year. All the preparation, the early mornings and late nights. Hot, cold, wet or windy, Mother Nature isn't doing anyone any favors. From the piney woods of the south to the old-growth hardwoods of the east, through the ocean of Midwestern prairies and down deep into the marsh, you simply won't find more effective hunting camo. Gear for hunters, by hunters. Gear that works just as hard as those wearing it. Learn more about the world's best-selling camo at truetimber.com.
It can look like the hue of a deep blue sky, the shimmer of wheat waving in the wind. A riffle running restless next to a deep, calm pool. Or a wide open range reaching from horizon to horizon. Land means something different to everyone. Hunting, fishing, farming, ranching. buying, selling. Whatever land is to you, find it here. Hayden Outdoors, the brand that sells the land. At Hayden Outdoors, we truly value our team of professional land brokers and agents. They are knowledgeable individuals, share our love of the land, and are dedicated to excellent work ethics and attention to detail. We are currently seeking experienced land professionals from coast to coast to join the Hayden team. If you believe you're a good fit, please contact us at 866-741-8323. We look forward to hearing from you. For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com.
Well, this grass looks good. How long have they been in here?
We turned out here 16 days ago, and we are ready to rotate to the next pasture, actually.
Really? Where will they go from here?
So with our rotational grazing system, every pasture group has 2 pastures to supplement them throughout the summer. So this particular group just gets moved up the road to that stockpiled grass over there.
Like we mentioned earlier, at Wiese and Sons, they are big on efficient management practices like rotational grazing. And not only can it be better for the bottom line, but it can also be so beneficial for the land.
You know, I credit my dad and grandpa for not having us do necessarily all the fun jobs. I joke with my brothers, our very first job that I can remember as a young kid was grandpa picked us up, put us in a road ditch, and we started walking and picking up pop cans. And grandpa just instilled in us while we were doing it. He said, boys, this is taking care of your land. This is taking care of the environment. And that's, I think, the start when I realized that if you take care of the land, it'll take care of you.
Now we're actually understocking this pasture this year because we've had 2 years of drought. So our goal is to try to rebuild these grasses up this year and maybe next year stock a little heavier.
So you're doing that for the ground?
Correct.
Alone. So I think a lot of people, when they think about all the paddocks and different pastures and rotational grazing, they think, oh, we bought this farm and it's got 7 pastures. We need to put them here, and into that one, into this one, into that one. It's interesting to me too, just thinking about that you're just back and forth between 2 pastures.
And that's the thing is people think rotational grazing and intensive grazing has to be this complicated structured system, but it can be as simple as that, just 2 pastures per group.
So here in Iowa, obviously, we're in farm country. There's a lot of corn and soybeans and crop production, which makes pasture very limited. We have to do more with less land than a lot of other cattle operations in cattle country.
So how we set this up is we try to base number of cows and calves to fit each particular acres on the pasture so they don't overgraze. Our goal is to leave enough leaf blade and grass so that it can still photosynthesize after we move them off. So that way we can provide rest and recovery and grow grass back during the summer.
Our main goal is to use these cattle as a tool to promote better soil health, better grass health, and all in all, just a better environment, for the next generation. That's what this is all about.
And this goes back to my grandfather, or their grandfather, my father. When Chancellor was first born, and he met me out here, and he says, it's a marvelous thing that you have a son right now. But he says, you're not working for yourself anymore. You're working for the next generation to make it better for them in hope of a dream that they would come back and till the soil.
It's using this land responsibly, so whoever takes over this after us has an opportunity just like Chance and I have, just like our dad has had in his career. And we owe it to the generation that came before us.
The key is not so much data, but using your eyes. And as we go out and check the cattle every morning, not only do we evaluate health and the livestock and making sure that they're okay, but also evaluating the pasture condition.
Nothing's better for us at Wiese and Sons to see our pastures green and lush, and the different species out there, because those different species not only help the ground, but it's a variety of nutrition for the livestock.
And we see all sorts of animals throughout our ranch. We see deer, fox, woodchucks. We think about how animals used to migrate from grassland and prairie, and the benefits that the ground saw. It was because of the diversity
that would graze that ground. So by us promoting better grasslands and using these cows as a tool through rotational grazing and keeping that grass photosynthesizing what other species like to reside, it's a good sign that we're doing a good job. It's land improvement, better environment to responsibly graze and take care of the land so we can stay in business.
I want to say a special thanks to the Wiese family for having us out and sharing their story and the reminder of the bigger picture, passing it on to the next generation and being stewards of the land. It's what we're all about here at Hayden Outdoors, and we love seeing it firsthand with folks like the Wieses.
For more information on any of our great properties for sale, please call 866-741-8323 or visit us online at HaydenOutdoors.com.